The Puja knockout final between TVS and the team from Hyderabad led by Mr. Jayasimha was made memorable by a phenomenal innings by our wicketkeeper batsman P.R. Subramaniam, popularly known as Bond. Bond is one of the most attacking batsmen of our time, quite often reckless, completely heedless of the situation or the conditions or whatever. He wanted to hit every ball out of the ground. He would have been a great success in 2020 cricket because he played all cricket like 2020 cricket. Opening the innings for us, whenever he was allowed to do so, because quite often he was relegated to number 10 if he wasn't opening the innings because of his lack of temperament. Bondu would have a go from the very first ball, and he was onto the back foot and quite squared up most of the time, even before the ball was delivered. Two memorable sixes I've seen from him. One was a hook shot of Roger Binney in an MCC tournament final, which landed on the top tier of the roof of the stadium over deep fine leg. Another hook of Robin Singh at the University Union ground was middled by Bondu, who had turned completely facing square leg by the time the ball approached him, over third man. Can you imagine hooking a ball and sending it sailing over third man, middling the ball? And that's the kind of fondness he had for the hook shot and readiness with which he played. And I think only rather late in his career did he start wearing a helmet. In fact, Bond matured as a batsman towards the end of his stint with TVS, where I played with him. And by the time he moved over to India Pistons and played under Venkatraghavan's captaincy, he had become a much more mature, sedate batsman. But I'm talking about this Puja tournament final in 1981 or so, when he made 93 runs. And if he had kept count of the number of balls he faced, couldn't have been more than 30 or 40. He hit everything out of sight, and Hyderabad had a strong medium pace attack in which I think people like Jyoti Prasad and Sainath were quite prominent, though I don't remember the exact details or the exact names of the bowlers he bowled to Bond that match. Maybe he'll give us the answer. Nor do I remember when he in which position of the batting order he played that day. I don't think he opened the innings, or did he? I'm not very sure, but I know that he made 93 very quick runs, and he was sending the ball sailing over the boundary more often than not. I think he hit about 9 sixes in that innings. Granted that it was a small ground, but every time he got it right. And he was so good that morning, it was a morning match if I'm not mistaken, 30 over match, and he was so good that Mr. Jayasimha said, "Where was this man all this time? Kahan se aaya ye? Kahan chupa rakha tha isko? I can't believe that such a talent exists in Chennai and we don't know about it." Unfortunately for Bond, he never did manage to play for the state, I think, or maybe he played one game, though I was a very strong advocate of his inclusion in the state team for his keeping alone, which had improved by leaps and bounds while I was watching him. And we were teammates from, say, 1981 to probably the next 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years, when he first kept for Alwarpet and TBS, and then he moved on to India Pistons. And I think what clinched his place in the India Pistons squad was a brilliant 90. He was very fond of the 90s. I think he scored more 90s than 100s. He was so regularly out in the 90s. And he made a brilliant 90 or so against India Pistons, where Venkatraghavan was the spearhead of the attack. And Venkat must have been terribly impressed with his batting and with his keeping that day. And he kept very well. So Bondu was one of those unknown batting stars of Chennai of my time, also a brilliant wicketkeeper, though he loved to bowl as well. And I think post-retirement, post-competitive cricket, he played a lot of league cricket and local cricket as a medium pacer sometimes, as a leg spinner some other times. And he was quite a character. And you admonish him for getting out to a rash shot and he'll say, "What can I do, Ram? I really wanted to block that particular ball, but you know what happens? I just couldn't resist that impulse to hit that ball." And he was a very, very entertaining cricketer. And that innings at Tirupunitura had the crowd on its feet, and he played a major, major role in the success of that tournament. Thank you.